Hey, what's up? Carol Wolf here, back with some more STEINS Gate. Let's continue the story. So we have to rescue Kagari, and we have to rescue Amadeus Kurisu. Let's do it. The lights were still on at that building in Kanda. Even at this hour, the gate was open. That's how colleges were. As expected, we made it inside with no trouble. Kagari's in here? Yeah, she should be. If Daru's information from 2036 was right, Stratfor's base was here at my university, Tokyo Denki. Several buildings occupied the school's Kanda's campus. Building 1, buildings 5 through... Building 1, buildings 5 through 7, and buildings 11 through 15. Buildings 5, 6, 10, and 15 were scattered throughout the surrounding neighborhood, but the remainder were in their own little isolated area. The only two of those with basements were 11 and 15. And my guess was that Stratfor's base was here, in Building 11. It was not only the building with the newest equipment, but it was a big building with 17 floors and a lot of foot traffic going in and out. I didn't know how many people Stratfor had working for them, but at least some of them had to have been out looking for me. Which meant this place would be less well guarded than usual. And I had Suzuha with me too. This was doable. This way. I led Suzuha straight down the stairs. There were 3 elevators in the building, but Suzuha had decided that taking them would be dangerous. They could potentially be trapped. The problem was what lay down below. There were over 20 rooms of varying sizes in the 2-story basement. Which one of them was their base? Uncle, this way. You know where to go. I remembered. I've infiltrated this place once before. When I was here, the place was falling apart, and the outside looked totally different, but I'm sure of it. Suzuha led me down the corridors without hesitation. With her gun in her hand and her hips dropped low to the ground like to avoid making noise as she ran, she looked just like a cat. She stopped in front of one of the rooms and nodded to me. It seemed no different than any of the others, but there was no nameplate on it. This was supposed to be a large generator room, as I recalled. I'll save Kagari. You just protect yourself, Uncle. Right. I took the Glock out from my belt. That's a weird thing to hear him say. It was heavy in my hands. Suzuha had taught me how to use it, but I'd never fired it before, and wasn't sure I'd be able to. Sorry, Adion, but it would still serve as a bluff. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. After she finished her countdown, Suzuha shot off the doorknob, kicked open the door, and ran into the room. Hello, Dustbob. Welcome in. How are you today? She did it all in one swift movement. I ran in after her, and realized immediately that something was wrong. The first thing I noticed was a stench. Oh, that's not good. It was an iron smell, strong enough to make you puke. Iron? Doing fine, how are you? I'm doing alright. I just finished mowing and then took a quick shower and now I'm streaming. I don't do well with yard work. Even outside of spring. I have terrible spring allergies, so when I do it during spring, I get really sick. But even outside of spring, I get a little bit sick doing yard work. But thankfully, I'm not too bad. Blood. The floor of the room was covered with blood. There were bodies, too. 4 or 5 of them. Of course, Suzuha hadn't done it. It was already like this when we got here. What's going on? Suzuha was slowly working her way forward. I followed her. Some of the bodies were Japanese, and some were American. That's not good. The room continued on. A large man was lying face down next to a half-open door. A large man? Is it Leskinen? And next to him was... Oh! She was a spy. Huh. You're here sooner than I expected, Rintaro. No way. The voice saying my name was voluptuous and feminine, and its accent was foreign. Dr. Reyes? I'm glad you're doing well. Why? I came to get something I was looking for. Hello, Jordan. Welcome in. Oh, hydrate. Thank you. And thank you for your daily check-in. Congrats on first. Dr. Reyes spun around quickly and smoothly, like a dancer. Kagari was seated behind her. Kagari! What's wrong, Kagari? Can't you hear us? There was some kind of strange mechanical device over her head. We'll have fun at the party then, Jordan. Appreciate the lurk. Or at least you stopping by for a bit. No matter how much I called out her name, she didn't move an inch. Oh dear, she's sleeping so peacefully. It would be rude to wake her up. Her smile was sharp and cold. It completely lacked the warmth I'd seen when we first met. Watch out! She's military! Suzuha already had her gun drawn at Reyes. But Reyes didn't seem concerned in the slightest. Military? Tenoji had said that, come to think of it. That the group looking for... that the group looking for Kagari was with the Western military. And he wondered if a normal spy would have taken their own life. And who might you be? Give back Kagari. I love that face. I didn't know there was anyone in Japan with a face like that. Why don't you start by giving me your gun? If you don't, Kagari Shiina will die, you know? The second she dies, you're dead too. I see, but I'm just one part of a larger organization. Killing me won't change a thing. Should have shot her anyway. Suzuha laid the gun at her feet, frustrated. Good girl. Now stand there with your hands behind your head. So, Rintaro, I believe I told you what the deal was. Did you bring
ちゃん
them?
と持ってきてくれたの？あらあら。
Oh
い
my.
けない子ね。
You're such a naughty boy. If you didn't bring them, then I can't let you have Kagari
こちら
Shiina.
としては椎名Kagariは渡せないわ。
She'd said Kagari was asleep, but when I looked closer, I saw that her eyelids weren't fully closed. From what little I could see of her eyes, they were empty and devoid of light.
カガリに何をした？
What did you do to Kagari?
残念だけど。
Unfortunately,
まだ何もしてい
nothing
ない
yet.
わ。
I just played the lullaby they used with
彼ら
her.
が使っていた子守歌をちょっと聞かせてあげただけ。
What do you mean, unfortunately?
でも、あなたが交換条件に
But if you're not
応
going to
じる
accept
気が
my
ない
trade,
みたいだから
then maybe I'll just get started.
これから始めてしまおうかしら。
She rubbed Kagari's cheeks with the barrel of the gun, a look of ecstasy on her face.
クリスの PC とハードディスクは
I've hidden Kurisu's laptop and hard drive somewhere special.
カガリを渡さないなら
If you're not going to give me
こっ
Kagari,
ちも教えるつも
then
り
I
はない
won't tell you where.
先にカガリを解放しろ
Let Kagari go first.
交渉は無駄よ。リンタロ
Negotiations are pointless, Rentaro.
そっちが渡す気がないなら。
If you're not going to give me what I want, then I'll just have to do things my way. It wasn't a threat or a bluff. Reyes was acting like this was an everyday conversation. With all the blood and stench around us, that somehow made it even creepier.
これは
Did
あなたがやったのか
did you do this?
ええ。
Yes. If they hadn't been so stupid, they might have managed to live a little longer. It's a shame.
どうして
Why would you do something like this?
簡単なことよ。
It's simple.
私の
They
正体
figured out who I
に気づ
really
いた
am.
から。
And who is that?
正体
Who you really are.
そこの彼女が言ってたでしょ。
Remember what she just said?
軍か
You're with the military.
同時に研究者で
And
も
a scientist as well.
ダーパって言って
Did
も
you just say DAPA?
どうせわからないでしょうけど。
Derpa. Not that that means anything to you, I'm sure. DERPA, the Defense Ultimate Research Projects Agency? No way. Dr. Reyes is with them? I could hear Maho's voice through my Bluetooth microphone. I'd left my phone connected to Daro's so that we could stay in touch if we needed to. Ocarine, just give me a little more time. By time. Now? It would be impossible. But I'd asked Daru for the impossible many times before. Now it was my turn. I couldn't let her hurt Kagari. Suzo had lost her weapon. It would be hard to do this by force. I just needed to keep her occupied. Why would someone from the military...
どうして
もともと私
My
の所属
team
する
originally
チームは
worked on
ブレ
brainwashing.
インウォッシングの研究をしていたのよ。
洗脳
Brainwashing.
それじゃあ
Then Kagari...
カガリは
言っておくけど、彼女を
Just
殺
so we're
したのは
clear,
私
it
じゃ
wasn't
ない
me who did this to her.
彼らよ。
It was them. Them. She must have meant the people lying on the floor.
どうだ
What about the large man? Who's the large man?
そもそも
I don't know if I believe that. Why would the military want to brainwash people anyway? And there was no need to even ask. But I needed to buy time for Daru to finish his hacking.
決まってるでしょ。
You know why.
思い通りに
We
動く
want
選手を
soldiers who will
作
do
るため
exactly
よ
as they're told.
文句を言うこと
Our
も
goal was to make the ultimate
死を
soldier
恐れることも
who
ない
never complains and who
国の
never
ために
fears
身を
death
捧げる
and who willingly
最強の戦
sacrifices
士を
himself for his
作る
country.
別
So
に
pawns.
珍しいことじゃないわ。
There's nothing unusual about it. It's been done all over the world for over a century.
でもね、
Unfortunately.
洗脳なんて
Fortunately true.
面倒なことをしなくても
But then we
最強の
realized
戦
that we
士を
could make the
作り上げられる
ultimate soldier without going through the hassle of brainwashing.
それが
An AI
戦
soldier.
士よ。
Ah.
AI 戦士
Hedyon. An AI soldier. The name alone made it sound like the title of a cheap sci-fi movie. But that also just made it creepier. That does sound like the title of a cheap sci-fi movie. Like the actual channel sci-fi.
なるほどな。
I see.
人工知能を
So you implant an artificial
兵士の頭の
intelligence
中に
into the
植え付け
soldier's
るとい
brain.
うわけか。そうすれば
That would let you mass produce highly intelligent and highly capable soldiers.
大量に
へえ
Huh?
それに
And if you can install the memories needed for special skills too, you'll have a whole army of specialists ready for any mission imaginable.
全員が
That's true.
どんなミッションもこ
You
な
can
せる
even
兵士
swap
に
out the
なって
AIs in
も
and
らえる
out, maybe.
その通りリンタロ理解が早いわね
That's right. Rintaro, you're quick on the uptake.
しかも
And in the future, we'll be able to make soldiers capable of enhanced teamwork via group consciousness too. Like little worker bees or ants.
どうすごいでしょ
What do you think? Amazing, isn't it?
そんなの許され
You
るわけが
can't
ない
do that. It's wrong.
陳腐なセリフね
And that's what they all say. I was worried that Suzuha might jump at her in fury, but she stayed completely calm. Reyes was right next to Kagari. No matter how fast Suzuha was, without a gun, Kagari was still in danger. If I knew Suzuha, she was watching the situation carefully and waiting for an opening.
いい私たちは世界
Listen
の
to
治
me.
安を守っている
We want
我が
stability.
軍があるからこそ
Our military is the
世界の
only
平和
thing
は
keeping the
保
world
たれているのよ
peaceful. Stability.
そのための戦士になれるのなら
And if they have to sacrifice themselves to become the soldiers who can make that possible, I'm sure they won't mind too much. Bullshit. It was selfish reasoning. There was no way I or anyone else could accept it. But... Interesting.
レイエス教授いや
Dr.
Reyes.
Reyes. No,
貴様
Reyes.
なかなか
You
面白
interest me
いじゃん
greatly indeed. I saw Suzuha's gaze dart over to me for just a moment. Her eyes seemed to criticize me, but she didn't say anything.
リンタロ
No, that's not my name.
リンタロウではない
My name is not Rintaro. My job right now was to keep her busy until Daru broke the lock on the files. Which meant that now was the time to act. To act the part of the biggest fool I could. That was my job.
我が名は
My name is Kiyoma Hyoen. I am the man who shall destroy the ruling structure of the world and plunge it into chaos. I butchered that a little bit.
何の冗談
What kind of joke is this? I, the mad scientist of madness, Kiyoma Hyoen, admit it. You, Reyes, are moderately mad.
ほう
Hyo... What?
ああインキャーマだ
Kiyoma Hyoen! Rintaro Okabe is a disguise I use to deceive the eyes of the world. This is my true identity.
不死鳥のごとく蘇る
I am the mad scientist, reviving like the phoenix.
サイエンティストだ
What am I hearing?
くね
You're screwed up, kid. For a moment, her mouth had hung open in shock, but she quickly regained her cocky smile. But I couldn't back down now.
レイエス
Reyes, I already know what you've done thus far.
貴様は
You've infiltrated Victor Krondia University as a professor to work on your AI soldier project.
教授として潜り込みそして
And while you were there, you found out about Amadeus,
プロジェクトにたどりそうだ
correct?
その通りよ
Yes, that's
アマデウ
right.
スはなかなかに
Amadeus
面
was
白い
quite the
プロジェクト
interesting
だったわ
project. But what interested me more,
それよりも面白かったのは
she stepped on the body next to her, as if it were an object, and not a human being,
アマデウスプロジェクト
were the traces I saw of their involvement.
彼らの存在よ
Just as I expected, I looked into it and I found something incredible. You know what I found, right?
タイムマシン
Yeah, I was about to say.
だな。
The time machine. Yes. Reyes flashed me a dazzling smile and nodded.
なるほどな。
I see.
人類の夢で
The time machine.
決
The
して
impossible
作り出す
dream of all
ことができないと
mankind.
言われたタイムマシン。その理論が記された論文
You
の
learned of the
存在に
paper that
気づい
described how it would work.
それを手に入れれば
And you learned that if you could get it,
世界の
the world would be
覇権を
yours
手
to
に入れる
command.
ことができる
Heh. But you were a fool.
くだらない
Everyone like you thinks the same thing.
貴様ら
くだらない
A fool?
ですって。
ああ実に
Yes.
くだらん
A fool.
世界の
Ruling the world. Working for the nation. Working for the organization.
組織のためどれも歪
These are all the goals of petty men.
そんなもののために
If you would use the greatest invention of human history for those things, then you're a failure as a scientist.
私は科学者
I'm a soldier before I'm a scientist.
国に命を捧げ
I've offered my life to my country.
我が国が世界の
If my country can command the world,
それだけで
that lets us keep every other potential threat in check. Yeah, and those who are corrupt that gets in charge of that power just is what will threaten you. Internal threats, you moron.
それは世界のためでもあり人類の
One
ため
country
でもあ
keeps
る
the
のよ
rest of the world in check? So who keeps that country in check? And that's what's best for the world and mankind. Her voice was rising in excitement.
だから
And that's why we can't let any other country get it ahead of us. By obtaining the revolutionary theory before anyone else, we can keep the world's power balance the way it is. We can keep the world peaceful. Bullshit. You're a moron. We can't let another country, let alone a civilian corporation, get their hands on it first.
それが
And that's why you killed all these
手をか
people.
けた理由かあえてもう一度言おう
I'll say it again.
くだらないな
You are a fool.
あらそう
I see.
彼らには悪いことを
I do
したと
feel
思う
bad about what I did to them. She didn't really sound like she meant it.
本当なら彼らを
The plan was to let them go a while longer, and then take the data once they had it all.
データを頂戴するつもりだった
なら
Then why kill them?
殺した
スパイとして潜り込ませて
One of the people I sent in to spy on them screwed up.
しちゃったのだからそれに
So I do blame myself for that.
と思ってるわでもね
But they're at fault
彼ら
too.
だって悪いのよ
Did you kill them?
うちには民間の研究者も在籍しているの
Derpa hires civilian scientists.
そちらに席を用意
I offered them
する
jobs,
と
but
提案したの
but they got greedy and started
どこ
making
かして要求を
demands.
突きつけてきたりなんか
Ah,
するから
I see.
才能のある人間を失うの
Losing talent like that is such a shame. The corners of her mouth rose a little as she spoke. So she smiled. It didn't seem like she really felt that way at all.
さてここに
So,
一つ
Rintaro Okabe, I've got an offer for you.
岡部倫太郎
Why not work for Derpa?
あなたうちに来ない
My answer? Go fuck yourself.
何
What?
あら意外って顔
You look surprised.
一体
Why did you think I was telling you all this?
話をしたと思う
'Cause you're gonna kill me?
メイドの土産に
So what does it matter?
なんて
Long villain monologues only exist in your Japanese samurai movies. They also exist in the West. What are you on about? Yeah, she killed them. Well, there are multiple dead bodies right now in the room, so yeah. Yeah. I mean, she hadn't gotten to the part where she said that they were trying to flip the tables and make demands. So it's like, just because they screwed up, you killed them? No, it's because they started making demands. Although I wouldn't put it past her to kill them over a mistake, over a screw-up. But yeah, long villain monologues also very much exist in the West. It's a funny cliche that pretty much everyone likes to do. Don't worry. We don't care about what country you're from. If you want, we can get you a green card. You can go ahead and make that card and shove it up your ass. In other words, you recognize my talent. You recognize the mind of Kyoma Hyoen. Of course. I wouldn't make this offer to someone without talent. You've certainly got it. And you're Kurisu Makase's friend, too. That's the real reason. The real reason she was interested in me was probably the latter. It was far too obvious. I might have heard something from Kurisu Makase about her time machine theories. And that's what you're hoping. And that's why you want me. We take those who can be useful. And we pay. And that's how things work in our world. And that's gonna create a peaceful world? Okay. Which means, that once I'm not useful, I end up like the people on the ground over there. That depends on how hard you work, and what you decide to do. In other words, yes. Don't play word games, just say yes. Reyes laughed and went around behind Kagari. She seemed to be moving casually, but since Suzuha didn't pounce, she probably hadn't left any openings. Daru, are you done yet? I was hitting my limit for buying time. Well, take your time and think about it. Thank God he didn't say anything, because now I don't have to copy that. I would say I still hold back with voice acting, so laughing and making weird noises are my weaknesses. Also, I also have to, if I want to get loud, I need to better fix my mic and settings anyway, so. Okay, welcome in. Thanks for your daily check-in. God, you're almost at 300. You're 11 ahead of me. You have quite the high taste eye. If you've noticed my talent.
Highest eye?
A high taste eye. High quality taste and a discerning eye. You're American, and you don't even know that. But that's fine. I take back what I said about your failures as a scientist. Okiyoma's laugh is just too good. Mamoru, Okabe's VA, is just too good at them. True. They are good at them. These and some of the other games I've been playing. But especially in STEINS Gate. But even the softer ones, not just like his mad scientist laugh, but even like the more regular kind of laughs, like the ones that Mayuri does, or Kurisu or whatever. Because I'm someone who embarrasses easily, and thankfully I've gotten over that a little bit when it comes to doing voices and whatnot. But I haven't gotten over it when it comes to doing laughs and weird noises. I do need to try to get over that. Since, after all, you recognize my talent. I see. Then you accept my offer. I refuse. What? Because I am Kyoma Hyoen. A mad scientist must always be a solitary creature. He must never belong to anyone, or anything, at any time. That is his destiny. At first, Reyes seemed surprised, but then she exhaled a long sigh.
まあそれについては結論を急ぐ
Well,
必要はない
feel
わ
free to take your time.
彼女の処置が終わる
Think it
ま
over until I'm
で
done
ゆ
with her.
っくり考えてもらって構
Don't
わ
you
ない
touch her. I still don't know who she is, but don't you touch her.
かがりをどうするつもりだ。
What are you gonna do to Kagari? And Sousa still had her hands behind her head. But if looks could kill, Reyes would be dead already.
分かりきったことでしょ
You know what I'm
彼女
doing.
の頭の中
I'm
に
overwriting her
マキ
memories
セ
with
クリ
Kurisu
スの記憶を
Makuse's.
上書きする
We
の
just... I just fixed that.
それは
That's... Then in the other world line, maybe Derpa did that, and not Stratfor. And that wasn't all. It was the woman in the motorcycle suit who attacked the lab.
そんな顔しなくても大丈夫よ
Don't make
この
that
ために
face.
今日ま
I've
で
used
動
this
物や
technique on
何人も
animals and a
人間
number
を
of
使って
humans.
実験を繰り返してきたんだから
Reyes rubbed Kagari's cheeks lovingly.
そもそもこれまで
The
の
system had a critical flaw until now
致命的な不具合
anyway.
があったの
So you're better at it? And they weren't as good as you, so they messed up, and that's why I had to fix her.
でも今回はそれも解消したその上彼女の高い
But
適
this
応
time it's
力も
fixed.
ある
And she's highly compatible.
と正
I'm sure it'll
解
work
する
fine. Every single word she spoke. And she spoke so slowly. It felt like it was drawing me in.
クリスの記憶が
Kurisu's memories, her mind,
この
will
子
be
の中で
recreated
再現
inside
さ
this
れる
girl.
のよそうなれば
And
記憶
then
のブラ
we
ック
won't
ボッ
have
ク
to
ス
worry
なんて
about any
存在
black
しなく
boxes
なる
locking away parts of her memories.
私たちの言うがまま
She'll do whatever we tell her.
彼女は
And I'm
きっと
sure she'll
タイ
tell
ム
us
マ
all
シンについ
about
て
the
も
time machine.
全部教えてくれるもうクリスの PC も
We
ハ
won't
ー
need
ドディス
Kurisu's
クもい
laptop
ら
on
ない
our hard drive. As long as we
彼
have
女
her,
さえいてくれ
we'll be
れば
fine.
それでいいの
Reyes brought her crimson lips next to Kagari. That does not look very crimson. That looks very pink. I'm just saying.
ねえカガリ
Does that look crimson to
あ
you?
なただってクリスになりたいでしょ
Tell me, Kagari, you want to be Kurisu, right?
ダメだカガリ
No,
そいつの言葉を
Kagari,
聞くな
don't listen to her. But Kagari didn't move at all.
天才と呼ばれたあの頭脳が
Her genius
あなた
mind
の
will
も
be
のになる
yours.
のよ世界に革
You
新
can
を起こす
revolutionize
存
the
在に
world.
なれるの
Won't that be wonderful?
素敵だと思わないお返事は
Well... Kagari's lips moved a little. Yes.
いい子ね
Good girl.
カガリ
リンタロこれはあなたの選択でもあ
Rintaro,
るのよ
this was your choice too, you know.
素直にこちらの交換条件に
If you
応じて
simply
いれば
done as I asked,
結果は
things
変わ
might
っ
have
た
turned
かも
out
しれない
differently.
のにそれに
And
あ
besides,
なただって本当は
you want to see
クリス
Kurisu,
に会
don't
いたい
you?
んじゃないかしら
I...
人間を構成するのは記憶よ記
A
憶がそ
person
の
is
人間
nothing
を
but their
作り出して
memories.
いるの
It's their memories who make them who they are. That's bullshit. It's a big part of it, but it's not just their memories.
クリスの記憶を持ったカガリはクリスそのものになる
When
わ
Kagari has Kurisu's memories,
そう
she'll
なれば
become
あ
Kurisu.
なただって嬉しい
And
で
you'll
し
like
ょ
that, won't you? I...
それにクリスだって
Someone punch her in the face. And I'm sure Kurisu will too.
ふざけるな
Shut up! I was surprised at how loud my voice was.
クリスが喜ぶと
Kurisu would be happy.
そんなわけがある
Hell no!
仮に
Even if you do replace Kagari's memories with Kurisu's, she won't be Kurisu. And she would never be happy to see her memories used like that. Don't you dare insult her. Don't you dare insult Kurisu Makase.
So,
I see. That's a shame.
いずれにせよ
But either way, the result doesn't change.
そこで
You can just stand there and watch her mind be filled with the memories of the one you love.
おとなしく見守っています
Reyes started to tap commands into the computer next to her. And Suzuha was still calm. She wasn't attacking Reyes because she was waiting for Daru's word. Daru, are you done yet? Sorry, Ocarine. I'm so close. Damn it.
おじさん、
Uncle,
Suzuha whispered to me.
場合によってはかがりを見捨て
we
る
may have to give up on Kagari.
私が動いたら伏せて
Once I move, get down.
Knowing Suzuha, she wouldn't hesitate.
はーい準備 OK
Okay, all ready to go.
What do I do? Should I give up on her? I couldn't do that. Could I? But either way, Kagari was doomed.
それじゃ
Alright then. Sayonara, Kagari.
Reyes' thin fingers stretched out. And Suzuha moved. She closed the gap between her and Reyes in an instant. A gunshot rang out.
I was hoping she would at least keep going forward with the momentum, but I guess not.
Suzuha's body shot back and fell to the floor.
そう来ると思ったわ
I thought you'd do that. Too bad, huh?
Reyes had expected that. And then there was nothing I could do. Don't!
Oh no.
Before I could stop her, Reyes...
Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna shoot Suzuha maybe in the head or something. You know, finish the job.
hit the keyboard. What?
Daru did it?
どういうこと
What?
どうして反応しないの
What's going on? Why isn't it working?
まさか
It can't
こい
be.
つ
This stupid thing.
Damn it!
God damn it! Shit! Hearing them try to say that in English when it's clearly not their native language is kind of funny. It's like me trying to say Japanese words, basically.
Reyes pounded the keyboard again and again, swearing. Was there a problem with the system?
オカリさん
There was a small light in Kagari's empty eyes.
Bullshit!
Oh, that was pretty good, actually.
With Reyes distracted, this was my chance. Kagari, come with me!
オカリさん
Kagari ripped the device off her head, stood up, and managed to run a few steps forward before she fell over.
Are you serious?
I ran over and grabbed her. Reyes quickly brought her gun to bear. Another gunshot. I thought I'd been shot, but I hadn't. The gun, knocked out of Reyes' hand, was spinning on the floor. Suzu?
それ以上動くな
Don't take another step. Suzuha slowly stood up. She was holding the gun that she just placed on the ground. Suzuha, you're okay.
なんとかね
I guess so. Her shoulders were bloody, but it wasn't a fatal wound. I don't see that. They couldn't bother to draw that? After some of the other things they've drawn before? She was lucky to survive a gunshot wound at that range.
形勢逆転だな
The tables have turned. You got me. I didn't expect to lose to a kid like you. I feel like technically, Suzu probably has more experience than you do. She's just not an adult. Or as much of a killer as you are, probably. Man, it's so boring when you're gonna play a real game. I mean, I play visual novels every Thursday and Saturday, so they're easy to avoid. Every other day I play games that aren't visual novels. Welcome in, Spark Drive. But I'm always going to play visual novels on Thursdays and Saturdays. Now, they won't always be such pure ones. Other ones will have more gameplay, but I'm always going to play visual novels on those 2 days. Unless I change my schedule later, but for now, those are the days. Reyes shrugged her shoulders in surrender. But this isn't over yet, you know.
動くなと言っている
I said don't move. Reyes ignored her and picked up the strange headset that Kagari had been wearing. Suzuha gripped her gun more tightly.
ちなみに私
Just so we're all on the same page, I'm carrying a small bomb with me.
奥歯をちょっとだけ噛みしめ
I just bite down a little on my back teeth and it explodes.
この至近距離なら
At this rate, I'm sure you three would be caught up in it.
自爆する気か
So you're gonna kill yourself.
敵に情報が渡るぐらいなら
I've been trained to choose I've been trained to choose death rather than hand information over to the enemy, sadly.
はったりだ
Let me drink some water. Are there Western-made visual novels? Can you play those instead? There are, and I have played them. But it doesn't matter to me whether they're Western or Eastern. Everyone has their own taste. For me, VN is really breathtaking experience. It's like you become the MC of the VN. The boundary... Oh, thank you for subscribing. Who was that name? I missed the name. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up in my chat. I just saw it because I'm looking at OBS. But whoever that was, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. It's like you become the MC of the VN. The boundaries between the real world and fictional become blurry. Yeah, true. It's not for everyone. To each their own. You're bluffing.
そう思うなら
If you think so, then shoot. Suzuha moved to pull the trigger.
待て、鈴葉。
Wait, Suzuha.
今は誰を信じろ。
Just believe in Daru for now. Reyes glanced at Suzuha, and then slowly put the headset down over her own hand.
お前、何をするつもりだ。
Not hand, head. What are you trying to do?
あなたも彼女じゃなければいいんでしょ
You didn't want her to use her either, did you, Amadeus? But you don't mind if I use someone else?
まさか。
No way.
でしょう。
I told you, it won't end here.
There was madness in her eyes.
そうよ。簡単
That's
な
right.
話だった
It was always so easy.
わざわざ
There was never any need to use anyone else. I could have just done this myself.
すればよかったのよ。これで
You literally said yourself that Kagari was compatible. So compatibility was important, but okay. Now I will have Kurisu's Makase memories.
タイム麻酔の理論を得ることもできるの。
I will have the time machine theory,
世界に隠し
and I will be the one to revolutionize the world.
No,
そんなこと
don't. Don't use Kurisu's memories for that.
Yes, got it. Got it. Got it.
Daru?
今から私は時間をも支配できる存在になる。
See, I hold myself back trying to do a laugh like that. I can't. I gotta try. Now I will rule time for itself. That was terrible.
誰早くファイルを
Daru, get rid of that file, now!
Hold on. I'm looking for it now.
Reyes' fingers went for the keyboard.
やめろ
Don't!
大丈夫。
It's okay. I'll make good use of the memories of the girl that you love so dearly. I found it. I've got it, Ocarine.
消せ
Delete it, Daru. Now! Set her.
あいつを解放
Set Kurisu free!
Okie dokie.
Coming to me, Chris.
Come into me, Kurisu.
Reyes' fingers touched the keyboard. Silence. Nothing happened. There was no light or loud noise, like the phone wave. Of course there wasn't. It was all going on inside her head.
Shinsue Kyo Raku. I butchered that name, but I struggle with names like that. But welcome in. I'm sure I've seen some with that line. Probably. But welcome in. I need to take more deep breaths because I keep running out of breath and ruining some of the lines.
It was all going on inside her head.
どうなったんだ
What happened?
Reyes. She was in the exact same position as when she touched the keyboard, completely unmoving. Did the memories download? I steeled myself to take a closer look. And Reyes collapsed to her knees. The light hit her face and I could finally see her expression.
Did she just, like, download blankness, a blank file into her head, and now she's got nothing there?
No light, no darkness, nothing. Just hollow emptiness in her eyes. But that expression of joy she'd had when she touched the keyboard was frozen onto her cheeks.
オカリンさん
Ocarine,
その人は
she...
早かったんだ
Daru was faster,
ダルの方
by
が
just an instant.
一瞬だけ
The folder had been emptied just before she downloaded the memories into her own mind,
So it's just blank.
she filled her head with emptiness, and now nothing was left. Not the memories she had before. Not her own history. Not her own desires. There was just an empty shell. There was just an empty shell, kneeling on the ground as if praying to God.
Yes.
ダル、
Daru,
よくやった。
you did it.
終わったよ。
It's all over.
何もかも。
Everything. I could hear Daru and Maho cheering from the earphone.
行こう、おじさん。
Let's go, Uncle.
いつまでもここ
It's
に
not
い
a
る
good
の
idea
は
to
良
stay
くな
here.
い。
そうだな。
You're right.
かがり。
Kagari, can you walk?
Yeah.
The only things left were dead bodies and a living corpse. Amadeus, the girl on the other side of the machine, was gone. She was gone from this world, along with the memories of the person I loved. I whispered softly to a girl who was no longer there.
また会おうな。
I'll see you again, Kurisu.
それじゃあ、まゆし、私たち
Oh
また
god.
来るね。
Here comes the thousands of women. And I can never keep track of Fubuki's voice either. Because I always give Kagome's voice like a light, very light, whispery voice, kind of. But I always forget what Fubuki's voice was. She's supposed to be a tomboy, but I still always forget the voice. Okay, Mayushi. We'll be back.
またね。
Is it a good idea to leave her there? It's not. I mean, true, her mind is empty, but like Okabe, she's still alive. Download new memory into her and she's ready to go. True. They shouldn't have left her there. Also, since she works with this kind of stuff, would she have made a backup of her own self? I feel like that's something she might consider doing, especially since she believes strongly in her country and everything. Who better to trust than yourself? Okay, bye.
ルカ君も今度一緒にコスプレしようね。
Luca, let's cosplay next time, okay?
その
I'll think about it.
考えておきます。オカリンさんや皆さんも
Ocarine,
お邪魔しました。
everyone, thanks for having us over.
ああ。またいつで
Yeah,
も来るといい。
come back anytime.
うーん
Hmm,
What?
どうした？
What is it?
has she noticed that you seem different?
オカリンさん、なんだか雰囲
She has.
気変わりましたね。
Ocarine, you've kind of changed.
そう
Have I?
か？
うん、なんだか前よりずっととっつきやすくな
Yeah,
った感じ。
you seem a lot easier to talk to now.
もう、ふぶきちゃん。
Come on, Fubuki. It's rude to say that to his face.
楓ちゃんだ
What?
って
You were saying it too a minute ago, Kaede. Oh, I said Kagome. I was getting the wrong K name. I'm familiar with both names, and I was remembering her name was something I was very familiar with. So I accidentally was with Kagome.
ちょっと。
Hey,
やれやれだな。
Sheesh.
あ、それじゃあ
oh, then I guess I'll be leaving
私もそろ
too.
そろおいとましますね。
今日もバイト？
You've got work again today?
はい。
Yep,
終わったら
I'll call you when I'm
連絡
off.
し
Let's
ます
make plans for this
週末の
weekend.
予定決めましょう。
Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
なに
What? What's
ダ
this?
ルニャン
Darunyan and Yukinyan seem like they're in an item, yeah? I slurred through that line a bit. Do we? But my love for you will never change, Ferriston.
もうどうする
Come on, Dad, not again.
It had been several days since then. All the chaos with Amadeus and Kurisu's memories had calmed down, and normal life had resumed. There had been no official announcements about what had happened in the basement of Tokyo Denki University. The next day, the basement had been sealed off because of what was described as a lab accident.
An accident?
The military, or maybe Stratfor, had covered it up. And since then, we hadn't seen anything strange going on around us. And there should have been no traces of that we were ever there. They probably weren't going to come after us.
それにしてもあれは何だった
Anyway,
んだろ
what happened back there?
あれって
Back there?
うあの女が
When that woman tried to download Kurisu Makuse's memories into Kagari, it didn't work, right?
かったんだよ
ただシステムがうまく作
Think
動
it was
しな
just
か
a
った
system
だ
error?
けじゃないん
Oh, in a way.
ダルニャンの言う通りだにゃ考えすぎることない
Darnyan's right. You probably shouldn't overthink it, Nya.
うんそうなのかな
Hmm,
なんか気に
I
なる
don't
んだよ
know.
ね
It's been bothering me. Fortunately, I have to go early today. Bye-bye. We'll watch the VOD. Thanks for your work. Thank you, thank you. I wanted to start much earlier, but I ended up needing to do some chores today. Before the person I live with comes back today. Because they've been gone for a month, which is why I've been able to actually set starting times. But after today, I won't have proper starting times anymore. I can't promise when I'll start any streams. I'll still stream every single day. I just don't know if my times will be consistent.
そういえばあの
Come to
時
think of it, when that happened,
Kagari seemed to have been thinking of something.
I live with someone, yes. A person I hate. I'll just say family member. They treat me like a servant. My time and my labor belongs to them in their mind. That's why I can't promise starting times. Because I always have to deal with some nonsense every day. They're an extremely selfish person.
Kagari seemed to have been thinking of something. She opened her mouth to speak.
うんでも
No, but
ちょっとカガリ
come on, Kagari. Don't stop your sentence halfway through.
気になる
You're
だ
just
ろ
making me wonder more.
あの時
I
声
thought
が
I
聞
heard a
こえ
voice
た
back
よう
then.
な気がするの
Kurisa's
声
voice? A voice? Yeah?
うん頭の奥で
Yeah, there was someone in my head
誰
saying
だかわ
no.
からないけどダメ私あの時のことをほとんど覚えてないか
I
ら
don't really remember all that
ただの
happened,
夢
so
か
maybe it
何
was
か
just a
だったの
dream.
かもアマデウス
Amadeus.
もしかしたら
Could it have been Amadeus?
アマデウスじゃないかしらクリスが最後の最後で
Maybe at the last second,
自
she
分の
refused
記
to
憶
allow
を
her memories to
カガリ
overwrite
さんに上書き
Kagari's.
されるのを拒んだ
I
んじ
believe
ゃない
that.
かって
真帆にしてはロジカルじゃない意見だな
That's not a very logical opinion to be coming from you, Maho. But Lukaku and Mayuri stared at each other when they heard Maho's words.
その僕たちが最後に
The last time we activated
アマデウ
Amadeus,
スを起動した時なんですけ
the
ど
call cut off halfway
途
through.
中で通信が切られたんですオカリンのボットさんが
Your bot
話
was
してるの
talking,
に
but she seemed like she was in a really big hurry and hung
慌
up.
てたみたいに切れたんだ
Could that have been when it happened?
でもそんなことありえるの
But is that possible?
わからない
I don't know. But Amadeus is just like a
アマデウスに
human.
も人間と
She has
同じ
self-defense
自
instincts.
己防衛本能はあるはずよだから
So it's possible that she realized her memories were going to be used for something wrong.
されようとしているのに気づいて
Living in a dormitory right now, so I can relate to that. Well, can't exactly complain about my roommate. Moreover, I would say more bothersome than him, since I play with friends for hours. I see, I see.
In a different world line, Kurisu's memories had once existed inside Kagari. Maybe Kurisu had saved Kagari from experiencing the same fate here. There may have been another reason, but at least, that was what I wanted to think.
Hey, Ocarine, there's something I don't understand too.
なんだ
What's that?
You were saying that Amadeus caused a lot of worldline changes before now, right? But if we still remember what happened, that means the worldline didn't change, right? Why is that?
ああ、その
Oh,
ことか。
that? I thought about that right after what had happened.
おそらくだが、
This is just a guess, but I think that whenever I've done something involving Amadeus, it had caused Kurisu's memories to fall into someone's
クリスの
hands.
記憶が何者
Anyway, I
か
hope your
に
life will
渡
get
った
more
ことが
comfortable.
原因
Same,
だと
honestly.
思われる。
Or some things will change with relatives. In my case, only problem I have is that they want me married as fast as possible. You would... Oh, I don't seem to have that kind of parent. Seems like almost the opposite. Unfortunately, I got stuck with the bad one. Because they did end up getting divorced some years ago. And I didn't get stuck with the other one. But yeah, I also will try to see if I can do something about my living situation. So I appreciate the words.
Whoever had gotten the memories had used them to rewrite the past.
だが今回は
But this time, we deleted Kurisu's
アマ
memories,
デウスとクリスの
so that means there's no
記憶を
worldline
消去
change.
原因が取り除かれれば
So I can't fall into
それ
anyone's
で
hands
世
and
界
change
線
the
の
world
変
line.
動は起きない。
The cause of the battle between Stratfor and Derpa was gone. And we'd gotten rid of the data that Kurisu had left behind. And the future created by Kurisu's memories was gone. But Suzaha and Kagari were still here. If they were still here, then the future hadn't changed that much. Of course, I knew that. Unless I could reach Stein's Gate, the worldline convergence wouldn't change. But that didn't mean that this was for nothing. There was that small flash of insight I felt in 2036. This world was another step towards it. So, what's the plan now?
そうだな。
Hmm,
いろいろやるべきこと
there's a
があ
lot
る
to
んだ
do. But first,
その前に、
I took something out of the pocket of my white lab coat.
さて、
I have a
みんなに俺
present
から
for
プレ
everyone.
ゼントだ。
Is it what I think it is? It
これは
sure is. What's this?
Are their names added to it, by the way? It uses their last names, right?
Lab member badges.
俺たち全員
It
が
identifies every
こ
one
の
of
ラ
us
ボ
as
のメンバーで
members
あ
of
る
the lab.
私だ。
OSHMKU FAHSA. The badge had everyone's initials on it. Of course, Kurisu and Moeka's were there too. I added in... Okay, yeah, so here we go. I added in Maho Hyajo, Kagari Shihina, and Yuki Omane too. Accepting the past for what it was, and connecting it to the future. And that was my job right now.
ラボメ
A lab member?
And Kagari held the badge to her chest happily.
私の宝物
I've got another treasure now.
The path that lay before me might be even harder than the one I'd traveled thus far. But I knew the light was still there at the end of it.
私クリスとオカリンさんが
I
仲良
think
く
I
なると
understand why
いう
Kurisu and Ocarine became
なん
friends.
となくわかる気がするわ私も父さんたちが
I
どうして
finally
あんな
realized
に
why
も
my
オ
dad
カ
and
リンお
everyone
じさん
else
を
relied
頼
on
りに
him
してい
so
たの
much.
かやっとわかった
Just now.
私もママがオカリンさんを
And
ず
I
っ
know
と
why
好
Mommy
きなの
always loved him
わ
too.
かるな
All these sweet words.
違うよマユシーは
Kagari,
オカリンの人質
that's not
で
right. Mayushi's
だから
Okarine's
そういうの
hostage.
とは
So, It's not like... Wait, what? How come Ocarin gets all the chicks? Blow up and die! You've got mom, dad. Many different futures and many different paths. Where they all converge, I know I'll find you. So, yes, it's me. What? When am I coming to save you? Don't panic. Now is not the appointed hour. Who do you think I am? Listen, I'm the mad scientist, Hyoma Hyoen, and I never go back on my word. So for now, wait. I shall release you from the chains of time that bind you. Yes, I promise. Kurisu, until the day comes that we meet, all I have, I give to you. L. Psi. Kongru. December 2011. Akihabara. A year after all the chaos, Maho visited the Future Gadget Lab for the first time in a long while. Oh, she's here. It's been a long time, everyone. Wow, it's Maho. I've missed you. Toot-a-roo. It's good to see you again, Maho. I'm glad to see you're doing well, Nya. It's good to see nothing's changed here. Yeah, looks like not much has changed with you either. I know I'm still short. You don't have to tell me. That wasn't what I meant. I know. It was a joke. What's wrong? I've been so lonely without you for the past year, Maho. Wait, you don't need to grab me like that. But... I'm sorry. I wanted to come back during the summer, but a lot happened at the university. The events of last January had left deep scars on Maho's lab. Of course they had. Not only was Amadeus involved, but many people in the college, including Dr. Reyes, had been involved as well. What about Dr. Leskinen? Is he still alive? Or no? Thanks for coming all this way, Maho. Of course. I was a part of this too. I've got a responsibility to see it to the end. But are you sure? All the cleanup work you did over the last year will go to waste. It won't go to waste. You're the one who said this world's future could connect to the past. So I've done what I can in this world. Yeah, you're right. I was supposed to die in 2025, but I was alive. Everyone had been fooled. The past me. Everyone in the future. The world had been deceived. I thought the future was certain. But instead, I found a future I didn't expect. So, wouldn't I be able to deceive the world too? And by doing so, avoid the future that awaited us. And if I could deceive the world, maybe I could find Stein's Gate. But how to do so, unfortunately, was beyond me right now. But the future me had said, the path to Steins Gate is a hard one. Trying again once or twice probably won't get you there. But I think starting there is the best way to get to it. I think that many futures are connected to the past. So this world we're in isn't wasted. It's a world that we need. At least,
That's what I think.
少なくとも
Sounds just like Zero
今の
Escape,
僕はそう思ってる
especially in the third game. All those different worlds that exist, just so that everything plays out the way that it can. The way that it needs to. Many futures, all connected to the past. That meant there was only one thing for me to do.
橋田さん、例のもの
Hashida,
はちゃんとできた
did you
の？
finish it?
もちろん
Of
も
course.
う使えるは
It's
ず
ready to
だよ
go. An old microwave, sitting in the back of the development room. It was the time leap machine that Maho had helped finish. Daru had added a new function to it. Such as?
それにしても、こんなものが世界の命運を握
Still,
っていたなん
it's
て
hard to
ね。
believe that this thing controls the fate of the world. That's right. Everything began here. Our fate, and Kurisu's, had all been ruined by this device. The one difference between this and the old phone wave was that this was connected to a smartphone, not an old feature phone.
That's important. Also, you're supposed to call it the phone wave name subject to change. Call it by its full government name.
Text messages to the past would be detected by Saren, no matter what I did. Which meant we'd become a target. That would mean taking this world, that I'd gain only at the cost of sacrificing Kurisu, right back to where we started. There would be no point in that. But there was other ways to communicate now, beyond simple text messages. There were other ways to send messages.
Hello, Sabrina. Welcome in, welcome in. Congrats on second. I see you're looking on both me and, Akai. Speaking of lurking.
And the software we use now, Brine, was one of them.
名付けて D ライン
I call it
って
the
とこかな
D Rhine.
Of course, and the idea of using the electrons of the CRT television in the Braun Tube workshop to control gravity and create a singularity to send the messages back in time was the same. And the amount we could send was still 18 characters, same as the D-mail. But we didn't have to worry about Saren finding it. We didn't have to worry about Mayuri being killed. The only problem was that we couldn't send messages back before we started using Rhine. But there was nothing I could do about that. The most important thing to do right now was make it possible.
まったく
Sheesh.
どこにも補足され
It's
ない
pretty hard to find a way to
ように
make sure no one would
注文
detect
つけ
it.
るから抜け穴見つ
It
け
took
るのに
forever to find a place they weren't
めっちゃ
watching.
時間かかったんだからな
He complained, but he pulled it off anyway.
さすがだ。
That's my favorite right
ラ
arm.
イトアーム。
That's my super haka.
あ何気に懐
Hey,
かしい響き
haven't heard that in a while.
でも、オカリ
But are you sure about this,
本当に
Ocarine?
いいの？そうだにゃ。
That's right. This may only bring you more pain, Hiyoma. I struggle to read her normally, so her little cat puns.
かもしれないな。
Maybe you're right.
だったら、
Then
でも、
But I have to do it
そ
anyway.
れでも俺はやらなければならない。
オカリンさん。
The Third World War was going to happen unless I could stop it. And Kagari and Suzuha's presence made that obvious. There was only one future that lay before us. But it was another piece of the path that would lead us to Stein's Gate. To get there, I would have to go into the past and start over. It would be fine. I was capable of starting over as many times as I needed to now. I could overcome anything. Until I reached the promised door. I already had the message I was going to send. Sending that message must have been why I'd come to this worldline in the first place. Of course, I didn't know what I'd think, or what I'd do when I received it.
Hydrate, thank you, Jordan, and welcome back. Party's still not over? Are you having fun, I hope?
But I knew I would be successful. I would lead us to another future.
Not really having that much fun? Oh, unfortunate. Personally, I don't know that I'm really a party person. I've not been to any parties, but I don't feel like I am. It's fine. I already knew I wasn't going to have fun when I chose to came here. I see. Was it out of obligation or just nothing better to do, or you just figured why not? Just like, ah, fuck it.
And to another past.
かがりさん、不安ですか？
Kagari, are you nervous?
だって、
Ah, birthday party. I see, I see. Fair enough.
平和な時代が
I
来たら
probably would have done the same in your case.
ママと出会えなくなっちゃうかもしれない。
If the past changes and the world's at peace, maybe I never see Mommy.
かがりちゃん。
Kagari.
心配ない。
Don't worry.
Huh?
アトラクタフィールド理論では
Attractor field theory says that's what's supposed to happen will happen.
世界線が変わろうと
Even if the world line changes, you'll see Mayuri
出会う
again.
はずだ。
Since I'm not really having that much fun, came here to talk to you. This is the place.
本
Really?
ああ、
Yeah,
Orega
I
will
guarantee
show
it.
My day was alright. I was supposed to have started the stream much earlier, but I had to get some chores done before someone comes back today. One of which was mowing the lawn, which I don't do well with yard work. Makes me a bit sick. Even outside of spring. Like, I have terrible spring allergies, so I get super sick if I do yard work in the spring. But even outside of spring, I get a little bit sick. But thankfully, not too bad. It is really hot outside, though. But I'm doing good now.
よかったね、かがりちゃん。オカリンが保証してくれたら
Isn't that nice,
安心だ
Kagari?
よ。
Ocarine guarantees it,
未来でも
so I'm sure it's true.
きっと会おうね。
I'll see you in the future, okay? Good luck, Jordan. Yeah,
おじさん、
thanks, Uncle.
ありがとう。
礼を言われることじゃない。
There's no need to thank me.
元々
I
は
sowed the seeds of all this
俺がま
anyway.
いた種だ。
And this is where things got really hard.
ううん、
No,
それでも言わせて。
let me say it anyway. Thank
あり
you.
がとう。
そのセリフ、父さんにも。
Say that to Daddy too. Please say it to your daddy.
父さんもありがとう。
Thanks, Dad.
もっと、もっと
More.
上遣いで
Look up at me with dewy eyes and say it again, my daughter.
はいどうだ
Punch him.
When the past changed, everything I'd done in the past year would be undone.
Throat punch him. At least he does become a far better person in the future. I mean, he's still a questionable individual, but he becomes a lot better in the future. He still talks to his daughter a little bit like that, but
All the futures I'd experienced, and all the time it took me to come back would go away too. But they wouldn't go to waste. I was here now, and in the past, I was just about to begin my work. And then the future lay beyond. When all those lives came together, the door to the future would be awaiting. STEINS Gate would be waiting.
では行くぞ。
It is time.
東欧
In the name of Kiyoma Hyoen,
これより
I now initiate Operation Helheim. Lab members, are you ready
ラボメン全員準備はいいか。
to find the way there? I would change the past again. That's it.
ドキドキ。
look at Maho. That looked kind of cute. Go back or zoom out. Actually, zoom out. I want to see everyone.
Kurisu, so that someday we can be together once more.
Oh, hey, that text message. Yay, 4th ending. Just 2 more to go. I do have a time limit today, but I want to play at least 2 hours. So I'll go ahead and start the next route for sure.
いつだって誰かを思う優しい嘘だってみんなちゃんと知ってるずっと一緒にいたいよ
I don't think this was a true ending, right? Or at least like the number 1 ending.
これは愛なのかな奇跡と運命の出会いから僕らはまた
Let me look up the guide carefully. The one that says how to trigger the endings. Or how to get on the routes.
夜空に手を伸ばせばよみがえるね思いもぬくもりの気も溢れ出すよあの時あの場面で君の言葉泣いて笑った記憶のすべてがかけ替わるとしてもデジャブみたいに心の奥で揺れてる
Yeah, this was the 4th ending. But it wasn't the real ending just yet. Ah, okay, so this works like the first game. So this ending specifically, because it did feel like almost very real ending like. There's a reason for that. But the next ending I want to do, D. Ryan was sent. So now I just need this one and this one. The 2 more endings. To get the 5th ending, I need to go back to... to this one? Oh, right, because I picked it up, right? So this one led to 2 other endings. So I chose not to ignore her, I think, and then that led to 2 endings. So that'll let me ignore her this time. I think this is one I need to go to. Although... does this have the... to ignore... to turn my phone off? Because I have to turn my phone off and then ignore the phone call from Amadeus. Hopefully. So I have to ignore this phone call. Just as I was about to put my phone back in my pocket, it rang again. At first I thought that Maho might have forgotten to tell me something. But when I saw the screen, I gasped.
これは
What's this?
Ocarine? Who's calling?
誰から？
I stared at the screen, unable to answer. The phone kept ringing. What was the meaning of this? Why would Amadeus, who'd been taken over, be calling me?
I really hope that I had turned that phone off. Because I remember having to go back and turn it off. And I don't know if this was before or after that. I think it was after. In fact, I think to even get here, you had to turn it off, so I think we're fine.
Was this some kind of trap? What should I do? Answer it? Or... I hesitated a moment, and the call from Amadeus ended. My phone fell silent.
何が
What's going on? And right after that, I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went black. What?
これは
What's going on?
Amadeus and Salieri,
クリスと私
Kurisu and me.
その二つは
These two pairings held a special
私に
meaning
とっ
for
て
me.
特別な意味を持った対応だったボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァル
Wolfgang
ト
Amadeus Mozart,
誰もが知ってい
a
て
famous musician known and
誰
loved
もが認め
worldwide.
る天才を正式な名前は
His name at baptism was Johannes
クリゾストムス・ボルフガング
Chrysostomus. I have no idea.
モーツァルト
Wolfgangus. Okay, whatever. Mozart. I don't need to butcher his name. So Mozart.
テオフィールスはギリシャ語で神に愛されたという意味
Theophilus is a Greek word meaning beloved of God.
モーツァルトは
Mozart liked it and chose Amadeus, a Latin word meaning the same thing, as his
ア
nickname.
マデウス彼は
At the end of his tragically short 35-year life, that's my age, he left us over 600 masterpieces.
アマデウスは
Was Amadeus truly a special person, beloved and granted special, unique gifts by God?
特別な存在だったのだろうか私は
I didn't think
そうは
so.
思わない確かに彼は
He was a
天才だ
genius, sure. But I think Amadeus had his own struggles and suffering to
アマデウス
overcome.
にはアマデウスなりどんなに素晴らしい
No matter how wonderful a diamond in the rough might be, it's worth nothing unless you polish it.
彼の功績を
Writing off his success as a result of his gifts is an insult to the effort and struggle he put into his work.
に対して失礼だ
Sounds like one of the morals of Naruto.
しかしそれは同時に
But at the same
モーツァルトにな
time,
るためには
if you want to be Mozart,
彼と同等の
don't you need the same level of raw talent he
な
had?
らないというこの世界には
There are a lot of people in this
そういう
world with that
原
kind of
石を持っている
talent.
人がたくさんいるマキセ・クリス
Kurisu Makise.
私にとって
To me, that was
マ
her.
キセ・クリスがそういう人物彼女の佇まいを見れば
You could feel her talent
彼
just
女
by
の
looking at
才
her.
能を感じることができた彼女の中から溢れ出
Her
る
constant stream of new ideas was always a source of inspiration to me.
彼女と共に研究
I
が
was
でき
proud
る
to be able to work with her,
けれど
but
彼女にとって
I didn't know what I meant to her.
私改まって聞くのも気恥
It
ず
was
かしかった
embarrassing to ask.
いつか
I always
何
hoped
かの
I'd get the
ついでに
chance to
聞けれ
bring
ば
up the
いいなと
subject
思ってい
someday.
たけれど
But then, on July 28, 2010,
7月28日マキセ・クリスは
Kurisu Makise passed
この
away,
世を去った彼女にとって
and I lost the chance to
私
find
は
out what
ど
I
ういう
meant to her
存在だった
forever.
のかボルフガング・アマデウス
Wolfgang
モーツァルト
Amadeus Mozart.
生前
During his life, there was a man very close to him who considered him his greatest rival.
その人物の名は
His name was Antonio
アント
Salieri.
ニオ・サリエリビクトル・コンドリア大学の
I
学
took my account name on the Victor Condia University network, Salieri, from him.
彼の中クリスが亡くなった数週
The network got a big update a few weeks after
研究所
Kurisu
のネッ
died.
トワークシステムが更新
That's when I
され
chose it.
生前
I wanted to match the name of the software that Kurisu and I had been working on before her death, which I still worked on to this day. There was no more meaning to it than that. The name of that software was Amadeus. It was Dr. Leskinen who came up with the idea of naming this neural network-based AI after the genius composer. At the time, I thought it was a good idea, and I still do today. I still do today. Amadeus and Salieri,
クリスと私
Kurisu and me.
その二つは
These two pairings had a special
私
meaning
にと
for
って
me.
特別な意味を持った対応だった 私は
I loved Kurisu.
私は
I respected Kurisu.
クリスを尊敬して私は
I admired Kurisu.
私は
I
私
say it. Say the negativity. I No? And that should be the name of the route I'm supposed to be on, right? Yeah, okay, I'm on the right one. Good. So this should be my 5th ending. The sense of dizziness that I'd experienced so many times before slowly faded. I was standing in the middle of the room, holding my phone. There was no question. That was reading Steiner. The worldline had changed. But why? What was the cause? Was it that message from Amadeus? No, I could worry about the cause later. For now, I needed to know what was going on. I looked around the lab. The place hadn't seemed to change much, but several people were missing. The missing ones were Kaede, Fubuki, and Ferris. Daru was sitting in front of his PC like always. And Mayuri was in the kitchen making instant coffee. She handed the steaming hot coffee to Maho, who was sitting on the sofa.
真帆さんはいコーヒー
Maho, have some
飲
coffee.
むと落ち着く
It'll calm you down.
ありがとう
Thanks.
いただくわ
I'll take it. Maho? Maho was here at the lab. Before the worldline changed, she should have been at the office in Wako City.
よく考えたら
Come to think of it,
今朝から
I
何も
haven't had
口に
anything
し
to
てい
eat
な
all
かったわ
day. That's not good. Eat something. Right away.
あんなことがあったんだから無理もないよ
After what happened? What do you mean? I can't blame you. After what happened.
何か食べる
You want some food? All we've got is chicken wings and bananas and snacks, though.
お菓子
Juicy
ぐらい
chicken
し
number
か
one.
ないけどそれともお弁当を買ってこ
Or
よう
maybe I should get
か
a
な
box lunch from a convenience store.
ピザを
Oh,
取るのもいい
maybe we could
か
order
な
pizza. I vote pizza.
ありがとうでも大丈
Thanks,
夫
but I'm okay.
そこまで
I'm
お
not
腹
that
は空いて
hungry.
いないから
Bullshit. Eat.
それにあんなことがあった以上ホテルを変えないと手続きが必要だろうからしばらく
Oh,
し
is
た
this
ら
what we're
戻
talking
るわ
about? What happened to the office and the hotel? Did we get off that route? Now we're kind of back on it of sorts? Or at least like off the whole world line where that happened? I'll need to change hotels too. After what happened, I'll probably have to fill out some paperwork, so I'll be back later.
今日は休むべきじゃ
Sure
ない
you shouldn't just rest for
顔
today?
色も良くないし
You look pale.
なんならラボ
You can
に
stay here at the
泊ま
lab
って
if
い
you
けば
want.
いいよちょうど鈴葉もいないし
Suzuha's not here,
今
so
な
you'd
ら
have the place to
こっきり
yourself.
ラッキー
I listened for a while, but all I learned was that something bad had happened to Maho. She was staying here for a while. Did it have something to do with Amadeus being taken over?
ヒヤジョウさん
Hyajo,
一体何が
what happened? I feel like the way you should have phrased that was, can you remind me what happened? Yeah, exactly. Like you asked in the wrong way. Maho, Daru, and Mayuri all seemed stunned at the question.
何がって
What do you mean, what happened?
Well-
Oh,
いや
I'm just having trouble taking it all in.
アマデウスはどうなった
What happened to
接続は
Amadeus?
回復したのか
Did you get the connection back online? I tried asking, but Maho just frowned, as if she didn't know how to answer. Did that mean that Amadeus wasn't taken over at all in this world line? Is that a story message? Moeka. Aw, come on, Okabe. There's nobody in the Waco office right now. For real.
Kiryu.
Moeka Kiryu. Why would she be sending me a Rhine?
そう
What? She's behind me. She's in the room. How did you not notice her in the room? I know she has very little presence when you're not already aware of her, but like... Yes. Hello.
I screamed when I realized that Moeka was right behind me. What? Where did you come from?
There you go again. Sure, I may not stand out much, but seeing you look like you just ran into a ghost kind of hurts, you know? She's pouting.
ずっといたのか。
Were you here the whole time?
いた
Yes.
Did that mean I told Moeka she could come into the lab? What was going on here?
無人って
What do you mean, empty?
どういうことだ。
She was probably talking about the Brain Science Institute's office in Waco City.
Did I say Waco? I did. Waco.
No one was there.
閉鎖
It's closed.
閉鎖
Closed. Moeka's fingers raced over the phone.
There was a gas leak at a lab yesterday. The facility's been locked down until they determine the cause. Dr. Hyajo and Professor Leskinen have moved their lab to Tokyo Denken University in the meantime. What? What does that mean? Jealous.
ガス漏れ事故。
There was a gas
昨
leak
日
yesterday. I didn't remember that.
Of course you didn't.
The worldline change must have altered the past.
それでヒヤトさん
So,
はこう
Hyoto came here.
言ったでしょ
I just told you, remember? That's part of it.
今朝ホテルの部屋
But
が
someone
荒らされ
ransacked
た
my
って
hotel room this morning.
それでやむなく
So Moeka told me how to
桐生さん
contact
経
you.
由で岡部さんに
Did you
連絡を
forget?
取ったのよ忘れたの
She told you how to contact me? You didn't already know how before that?
よく無事だったな。泥棒とは
I'm glad you were okay. Did you run into the thief?
Wait, I just realized. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, it's there. What do you mean she told you how to contact me? You should know because I have the Amadeus.
ええ運が良かったわ
No, I was lucky. You
桐
could
生
say it's
さん
thanks
の
to
おかげとも
Kiryu.
言えるわね不幸中の幸い
That was the only bit of luck we had.
So that's how. I kind of understood how Maho had arrived here.
ところで
By the way,
カガリは
where's Kagari?
They don't know who that is.
Daru looked at me again, confused.
Wait, someone knows?
But Mayuri smiled.
今頃岩手かな家族の人に会えてるといいね
I think she's in Iwate right now. I hope she gets to see her family.
Iwate. Why Iwate? Where did that come from?
家族の人が
They found her
見つかったのか
family?
それでルカ君
How?
とルカ君のお父さんと
See, I'm not sure if she actually is.
会いに行ってるの。
See, there's two possibilities. Either she's some random person they found to put Kagari's memories into, and then they want to put Kurisu's memories into. Or she is Kagari, and they made a backup of her memories, and for some reason put them into another person, into Yuki. Because Yuki is Kagari. So we have two Kagaris. Yuki, who's Kagari pretending to be Yuki, and then this Kagari, who's very similar to Kurisu for some reason. So unless she's not Kagari, and they found her actual parents, and her true identity, or she is Kagari, or whatever, some lab experiment, and the people they found are just the ones that have been experimenting on her, and now they've got hold of her again. Yep. So Luca and Luca's dad and Suzu all went to see them.
鈴葉がついてるから大丈夫っしょ。
Well, that's fair. Suzu's with them. Suzuha's with them, so it'll be fine.
家族
Family.
岩手
Iwate. Iwate. Things had changed more than I'd imagined. If Kagari was in Iwate, that meant that we hadn't been attacked last night too. So instead of attacking Kagari, they hit Maho's hotel room? This was getting confusing. I knew it would make her think I was a weirdo, but I had Maho explain it to me what happened once more. From what she said, most of yesterday hadn't changed much. Maho, Daru, Fubuki, Kaede, Nai, and I all had gone to Yanabayashi Shrine. Or nay. So we went to the New Year's thing. We all dressed up. Lukako, Mayuri, Kagari, Suzuha, and Ferris were all helping at the shrine in their priestess outfits. That fit with what I remembered. After that, we went to Lukako's house and had a small New Year's party. So you guys actually had the party. And then Lukako's father shared more surprising news with us. He'd found out that someone who might be a relative of Kagari's lived in Iwate. Everyone was excited, because if they found a relative, it might be the key to getting Kagari's memories back. So early this morning, Lukako and Suzuha went with them to Iwate. But Kagari is supposed to be from the future. Why is Suzu allowing this? Meanwhile, Maho had gotten a call from Dr. Liskinen on her way back from the party. That's when he told her about the gas leak at the office in Wako City. One of the pipes on another floor had some sort of problem, and a small amount of poisonous gas had leaked out into the air. They didn't know what the cause was right now. Until they knew the cause, they decided to shut down the office for safety reasons. Depending on what they found, it could take anywhere from a week to a month to resolve the issue. Maho had a lot of work to do because of the office closure, and she was out working until morning. Then she went back to the hotel and slept until she was woken up by a call around 10 a.m.
桐生様という方がロビーでお待ちです。
Interesting. Why? Miss Kiryu is here to see you in the lobby, ma'am.
そっか。今日は雑誌の
That's
取
right.
材があるんだ
I
けど
had that interview today. But I thought she was going to call my
すぐ
phone.
に連絡くれるはずじゃ。
Oh, her reporter job thing?
バッテリーが切れてる。
The battery's dead.
昨日の騒動のせい
After all the chaos last
ホ
night,
テルに戻ってから
I must have forgotten to change it when I got back to the hotel. She'd fallen asleep without even changing clothes. She rubbed her sleepy eyes and left the room, wearing the same outfit she'd had on last night. She's always got that outfit. What do you mean? You all wear the same outfits. They have multiple of the same outfit confirmed? She grabbed her bag, which held a bunch of her documents and her computer, since she thought she needed for the interview. In the end, that was what saved her.
に桐生さんを迎えに行って、そこで少し
That
話
feels
して
too
から
coincidental.
二人でまた部屋に戻った
So I
の。
went down to the lobby to talk to Kiryu. And then we chatted for a while and came back up to my room. There were so many people in the lobby that I didn't think I could conduct a good interview.
そして部屋に入った
And when I
ら、
got inside,
たった数分の間
in
に
those few
空き
minutes,
巣を
someone
入
had
り
broken
込ん
in and ransacked
で
my
部屋
room.
中を荒らし回った。ご丁寧にベッドも枕も
They'd
ナイフ
even
で
ripped
裂
the
か
bed
れ
and
て
pillows open with a knife,
部屋が
so the
綿
whole
まみれ
room
に
was
なっ
covered
て
with
たわ。
cotton.
ダメね、私。
I'm no good, huh?
気が動転しちゃって
I was too panicked to do
何もできな
anything.
かった。
Afterward, I called the front desk and then the police. After the police got done with their questioning, Dr. Hyojo still hadn't calmed down, so I decided to message you and have her rest at the lab.
何か盗まれたものは
Was anything stolen?
警察にも言われて確
The
認し
cops
たけど、
asked, so I checked,
特に何も
but I
取ら
couldn't
れ
find
てなかった
anything.
わ。
Because you took what they wanted with you, I think.
財布
Or
はバ
the-
ッグに入れてあったし、
The thing they wanted, the laptop, was with Daru already. My wallet was in my bag,
部屋を開けている時間。
and she wasn't out of the room for long.
ええ。それで空き巣も長い
That's
できな
right,
かったの
so
かもしれ
maybe
ない
the
よ
thief
ね
couldn't stay long.
ヒヤジョーさんなら
Knowing you,
まず
they'd probably be more interested in your research data than your money, right?
それも大丈夫。
I don't have to worry about that.
全部大
All
学
the
のサー
data
バ
and
ーに入
papers are
って
stored
て
on the university
パソ
server.
コンの中には何も
Nothing's
残
kept on
ら
the
ない
computer
ようにしてあ
itself.
るの。
あれは
What about the other thing?
あれって
The laptop. The other thing?
例の
That
パ
laptop
ソコンと
and hard drive.
ハードディスク
Are we supposed to know that? I feel like we're not supposed to know that right now.
I didn't need to tell her that I was talking about the ones that had belonged to Kurisu.
大丈夫。
Okay, we are supposed to know that. They're fine.
Maho pointed to the bag sitting beside the sofa.
Okay, so it is with you.
それもバッグに入れっぱなしだったから。
They were still in my bag.
そうか
I see.
それにあれは
And even if someone had stolen them, they couldn't access them
パ
without
ス
the
ワード
password.
がわからない限り
True.
中身を取り出すのは
空き巣の狙いは何だったの
What do you think they were after?
産業スパイの類なら
If they were an
PC とか書類とかでしょ
if
う
they were
ね
an industrial spy, probably my computer and papers.
オフィスのガス漏れの件は
I think the office gas leak has anything to do with it.
Yes.
さあどうかしら
I don't know. I couldn't say. Say yes.
Maho's smartphone rang. It was plugged in at the corner of the room, charging. Evidently, it had charged enough to turn back on. Maho put her coffee cup on the table and stood up. Moeka looked at her, worried.
大丈夫
Are you okay?
ええありがとう
Yeah, thanks.
Maho took the phone from the charger and looked at it. But she quickly glanced back at me.
クリスからだわ
Why? It's from Kurisu.
Kurisu. Did that mean that Amadeus hadn't been taken over?
Oh, it's her phone. I was about to say, I'm like, what is this phone? It's her phone. For a second there, I thought I pulled up my phone.
Maho answered the call, turning the phone so I could see it.
先輩大丈夫ですか怪我とかしてません
She's fine, don't worry. Maho, are you okay? Are you hurt? They didn't get rough with you or anything, right? Hi, it's me, Okabe.
なんであんたが先
Okabe?
輩と一緒にいるの
What are you doing with Maho?
も
Are
しかしてあんたと先
are
輩
you
って
two already that
もうそんな
close?
仲なの
No,
そんなんじゃないわクリス
that's not it, Kurisu.
今ラボにいる
I'm
の
at the lab right now.
よかった
I'm so glad.
無事なんですね
You're safe then.
ええだから落ち着きな
Yeah,
さい
so calm down.
落ち着いていられるわ
How
け
can
な
I
いでし
stay
ょ
calm?
なん
I called you a dozen times and you never picked up. Because the phone was off. If the phone doesn't ring at all, that means it was off.
ネットを検索したらホテルで空き巣があったみたいだし。
And when I searched the internet, I saw there was a robbery at the hotel. And it was evidently in your room.
とにかく
I was so worried.
心配したんです。
オーケー、わかった。
Okay,
謝る
got
わ
it. I apologize. Sorry.
ありがとう、クリス。
Thanks, Kurisu.
私は無事。
I'm fine.
空き巣に
It's true that I was
入られたのは
robbed,
本
but
当だけど
I didn't run into the
待ち合
thief.
わせはしなかった。
Didn't you say nothing was stolen? So you weren't robbed, you were just like... There was a breaking and entering. Well, technically a break-in, yeah.
今はここで休憩させてもらってる。
I'm taking a break here right now. I just forgot to charge my phone is all.
心配させたわね。
I must have really worried you, huh?
いえ、
No.
何も
If
起きて
nothing
いない
happened,
なら
that's fine.
いいんです。
Kurisu didn't seem to have changed at all. Mao explained the events of yesterday to her, the same way she just explained them to me.
というわけで、
So,
特に
nothing was
盗ま
really
れたものは
stolen.
なかったの。
Kurisu seemed to be lost in thought.
どうかした？
What's wrong?
やっぱり犯人の狙い
So
は
were they after the
研究
research
データ
data
とかだった
then?
んでしょうか。
でもさ、犯人
But
ってかなり
they put a lot of effort into learning about
マホ
Maho-tan,
タンのこと調べ
right?
てるじゃん。泊まってるホテルの部屋も
They knew what hotel she was staying at, what room she was in, and they were able to hit it as soon as she left. Does it make sense that they knew all that and didn't know that there was no research data at the hotel?
True. Because they were after the laptop.
となると、ヒアジョーさんがバッグに入れていたノートパソコンを取るつもりだったかもしれないな。
Hedion.
So maybe they were after the laptop in her bag.
でもそれの存在って
But the only people who could know about that are me, Maho, and Okabe.
あと僕も
And me too.
なるほど。
I see.
俺か
So
誰か
unless the
どちら
thief
か
was
が
Daru
犯人
or
じゃな
I,
い限り
there's no chance they were
ノー
after
ト
the
パソコンを狙
laptop.
ったものと
もう一つ
False.
可能性があるとすれば
Very extremely false. There was one other possibility.
Kurisu put a finger to her temple.
私の制御コードかもしれない。
It could be my control codes.
制御コード
Control codes?
それって管理
Is that like the admin
パスワードみたい
password?
なもの
ちょっと違うわ。
Not quite.
岡部には前に説明
I've
した
told
わよね。
Okabe about this, I
アマデ
know.
ウスのシステムの中
There's a
には
space inside the Amadeus
私
system
た
that
ちが
only
ア
I
ク
can
セスできる
access.
記憶領域が
ああ
Yeah. You called it a
秘密
secret
の
diary,
日記のようなもの
basically.
だと言っていたな。
そう
That's right.
内部外部を問わず
Any access to my
私に関す
systems,
るアクセスは
internal or
常に
external,
その秘密の
gets logged in that
中
diary.
に残る。もし誰かが私の意思を奪って
Let's say someone altered the system to allow them to take me over and control me.
でも秘密の
Even if they could do
日記の
that,
中で
they
は
couldn't mess with my secret diary.
私は両者を
So I'd
比較
compare the
して
two and realize that something had been changed, and then restore it.
戻せるわけ。
ああ、把握した。
Yeah, got it.
その秘密の
And the
日
key
記
to
を
open
開
that
ける
secret
鍵
diary
が
is in the
制御
control
コード
codes.
なのか。
そういうこと。
That's right.
アマデウスのシステムやデータの管
The
理
Amadeus system and data are all under Dr. Leskinen's control, but only one person in the world knows the control codes. The worst person to know them. If you're about to say what I think you're about to say.
真帆先輩だけなの。
Oh. No, I feel like he's still able to... And that's Maho.
そうなのか。
Is that true?
ええ。クリスの言う
Yeah,
通りよ。
Kurisu is right.
仮にその空き
If
巣
they
が
were after my research results, that's about the only thing they could get their hands on.
手に入れられるの。
それは盗まれていないのか。
Was that stolen?
大丈夫よ。ね。
Don't worry. Right, Maho?
ええ。
Yeah.
制御コードはど
The
こに
control
もメモ
codes
なん
aren't
かして
written
ない
down anywhere. They're in your head.
Maho pointed to her temple, just as Kurisu had done.
私の頭の中にしかない。
They only exist in my head.
That seemed like a dangerous way to keep them stored, honestly.
When you say they only exist in your head, just your head and not the Amadeus Maho? Because we're kind of forgetting about the Amadeus Maho. I'm going to assume just her head.
If the thief found that out, they'd come after Maho herself next.
しかし参ったわね。
Still, this is bad news. You're right.
制御コードを狙って
They
いるか
might
も
be
し
after
れ
the
ない
control
ね。
codes.
日本をすぐに離れ
I
る
can't
わけ
leave
にはいか
Japan
ないけど
immediately, but I don't want to be attacked
襲われる
again.
のは避けたいわ。とはいえ、
I don't know what to
どうして
do
もの
though.
かしら。落ち着くまでラボにいるといいよ。
You can stay here at the lab until things calm down.
まゆしの
Or do you want to come to Mayushi's house?
ありがとう、まゆりさん。
Thanks, Mayuri.
でも、
But I can't ask
そ
that
こ
of
まで
you.
厄介にはなれないわ。
Yeah, you can.
Actually,
No, you're right. Your life is in danger. You should go with, Mr. Braun. Tenoji. You should go with Tenoji.
it hadn't happened in this world line, but I still found myself remembering the attack on Kagari. Neither Mayuri's house nor the lab seemed safe.
それで、みんなでうちに来
Oh,
た
right.
のか
Here.
な。
You have a good point. This is definitely the safest. So you all came to me, yeah?
あ
That's right. An hour later, we'd all gone to Ferris's condo.
あみんなで散々相談した
We all talked about it a lot, and decided the best thing to do might be to have her stay at your condo for a few
滞在させ
days.
てもらうのが最善なんじゃ。
なんと言ったらいいか。
Do you feel too out of place here? I don't know how to say this, but
Maho seemed hesitant, but Ferris crossed her arms and nodded, satisfied.
その結論は間違っていないにゃ。
you made the right choice, nya. I'm back. The party's over, and I'm at my house. Nice. You survived, and thank you for the hydrate.
確かに、このマンションは万全のセキュリティで守られているから。
This condo is protected by the best security systems money can buy, nya. And Kuroki's here too, nya.
黒木？
Kuroki?
さっき玄関で会った。
The butler you just met at the door. He's a real butler.
本物の羊さんなんだよ。
Enjoy the lurk, Jordan.
でもそれがどうしたの？
But why does that matter?
黒木さんは
Kuroki is the ultimate butler.
は？
I'll pass on explaining any more than that. Honestly, I don't know the details myself. I didn't think it was a good idea to ask him either. He's just an amazing guy, that's all.
フェリスは全く問題なしにゃ。
It's not a problem for Ferris at all, nya.
奥の客間を使うといいにゃ。
You can use the guest room in the back. You can stay for more than just a few days, Maho nyan. Just stay here as long as you're in Japan, nya.
マホニャン。
Maho nyan? Yeah, be prepared to hear a lot of cat puns.
キリュウさん。
Huh? What is it, Kiryu?
取材。
You're still going on about that? Interview.
私。
I need to interview Dr. Hyajo.
ああ、そうだったわ。今日は本来
Oh,
それを
that's
する予
right.
定だったのよ
We
ね
were supposed to do that today.
日を改めて喫茶店かどこかで。
We can reschedule and meet at a coffee shop somewhere.
ひらめいたにゃ。
I've got it, Nya.
え？
Huh?
モイニャンも一緒にお泊まりする
Moinyan can stay here too.
え？
Huh?
Huh?
客間は二人でも十分
That
泊
room's
まれ
plenty
る
big
広さ
for
だ。
two people, Nya.
女の子がもう一人いれば
And you feel better with another girl around, right, Maho Nyan?
もしれないけど
Maybe, but
萌えにゃん
how about it, Moe-nyan?
萌え
Moe-nyan?
待てフェイリス
Wait, Ferris. That's. I was about to say that it was dangerous. Moeka Kiryu could be around her.
Not could be, is.
At least, I still didn't trust her. But
それいいんじゃね
I think it's a good idea.
桐生氏って
Kiryushi does some dirty work herself. She said she knows self-defense, right? Just don't say you want to stay here too.
一応
Yeah, I guess.
僕やオカリンなんかよりよっぽど強いってこと
She's a lot stronger than me or Ocarine.
だが
But
どうにゃ萌えにゃん
Well, Moe-nyan,
構わない
I don't mind.
決まりに
Then it's settled, Nya.
ゃん二人もいたらお邪魔じゃないかしら
Would it be a bother having the two of us?
全然気にしなくていいにゃ
Why are you asking the person who suggested it? Don't worry about a thing, Nya.
フェイリスは一人
Ferris was an only child, so it'd be like having a big sister and a little sister, Nya.
嬉しいにゃ
I think Maho's older, isn't she? I forget how old Ferris is. I know Ferris is older than she looks.
私は成人してるわよ
I'm an adult.
in the end, my opposition to it was completely ignored. The next day was the last day of New Year's break. I came to Akihabara for the third day in a row. I wanted to visit Ferris's condo and check up on Maho.
いや
No,
違うか
that's not right.
桐生萌香の様子を確
I'm
認
here to
する
check up on
ため
Moeka Kiryu.
だな
Maho and Moeka had ended up staying together yesterday, without anyone really thinking about it. Moeka would get to interview Maho. Maho would feel better about having someone around. So this was probably the best option. But I knew something about Moeka that no one else did. Moeka Kiryu was around her. She didn't know self-defense. She knew how to kill someone if she needed to.
Even if it was an innocent little girl?
But who would she try to kill? In this world line, I wasn't looking for the IBN 5100, or making a time machine. The Rounders were probably ignoring us.
As long as they don't know about Suzu.
理屈では分かっている
I know that in my head, but... Even on the last day of vacation, Akihabara was as lively as ever. Hours were shorter than usual, but everywhere from the appliance stores to the maid cafes were still open. In fact, there were lucky bags and special New Year's sales that you could only get today, and some customers had come for those. The sidewalks were filled with girls in dazzling kimonos who'd come from the nearby shrine, as well as the usual Akihabara otaku. The place was even more chaotic than usual.
そういえば
Come to think of it, May Queen should still be open too. Ferris and Mayuri both said that they were working there today.
じゃあマンション
Then it's just those two at the condo,
2
huh?
人しかいないのか
Kuroki should be there too, I guess.
大丈夫
That's okay. Right? It was hard to imagine Moeka doing anything to Maho. Like, for example, attacking her. Moeka had no reason to do that.
I mean, she has one reason.
But even if I knew that in my head, it didn't make controlling my emotions any easier. It had bugged me enough last night that I'd barely been able to sleep. If I saw the two of them living together without any kind of problem, maybe I'd feel better. I hurried to Ferris's condo.
ようこそおいでくださいました、岡部さん。
Welcome, Master Okabe. Kuroki the butler welcomed me. He was the ultimate butler, who'd taken care of Ferris after her parents died and left her all alone. He still helped her in her work, and was one of the few people that she trusted completely.
申し訳ありません。
I'm sorry, sir. The mistress is out at the moment.
あ、はい。
Oh,
わかりま
yeah,
す。
I know.
ヒアジョさんに
I came to see Hyajo.
Going to jinx you now? Why?
お二人は客間にいらっしゃ
The
います。
two of them are in the guest room. Please come in.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
それでは私はこれで。
Oh, I see. I'm surprised you haven't crashed yet. Well, if you're 100% not going to crash anytime soon. I am actually looking to end soon. Because I need to start getting ready. Because I do have to go pick up somebody. I'm just looking for a decent enough stopping point.
Let me know if you need anything, sir. Kuroki spun around 180 degrees with the same trained and effortless movement as always, then went to take the shortest path back to his room.
おっと。
Oh dear. He must have tripped, because he staggered slightly and stopped.
失礼いたしました。私としたことが。
My apologies, sir.
大丈夫ですか？
Are you alright? Who are you talking to?
疲れているのかもしれません。お恥ずかしいところをお見せしました。
Perhaps I'm tired. How embarrassing.
お
Oh, no.
少し休めば
I'll be fine once I get a little rest. Excuse me.
失礼いたします。
His expression didn't change, but the tone of Kuroki's voice was slightly embarrassed as he headed for his room.
珍しいものを見たな。
That's rare.
どんな時でも。
He's usually so robotic.
ロボットみたいな人が
I can't believe I just saw him stagger in front of a guest.
よろめくなんて。疲れてると言っていたけど。
He said he was tired.
何か心労
Has something been stressing him out? No. For now, I needed to worry about Maho.
ヒアジョさん。
Hyajo, you here?
岡部さん
Okabe?
ちょうだい
Come in.
な
What-
んだ
What the hell? Are they playing dress up? I was stunned as I came into the room. It was definitely the same guest room I'd been in several times before. Probably. But everything about it had changed.
Did they make it suitable for the girls? Oh, I see. I understand now.
First, the bed was gone. It had been replaced by a big desk and a low Japanese table. Maho was sitting at the desk, glaring at a 16-inch laptop as she sipped coffee from a mug. She really made herself at home here, huh? There was a small laptop on the low table, and Moeka was kneeling directly on the carpet in front of it, legs splayed, chapping away at the keyboard. Behind them was a steel bookshelf, and I could see English-language journals and fashion magazines sticking out of it.
Is that why Kuroki is so tired?
Until yesterday, this had been a guest room. In less than a day, it had been transformed into Maho and Moeka's workspace.
Yep, that's why.
もうちょっとで終わるから
I'm almost
その
done.
辺に座ってて
Can you sit over there?
Maho put down the coffee cup without looking away from the screen, which was filled with complicated and constantly changing 3D graphs. Moeka tapped at the key silently, without even bothering to look at me.
何がどうなってるんだ
What the hell is going on here?
まさかまた世界線が
Did the world line change again?
Of course not.
I quickly covered my mouth with my hand, but the two of them were so engrossed in their work, they didn't respond at all.
よしと
And there we go.
Once she hit a stopping point, Maho spun around in her chair to face me.
こんにちは岡部さん
Speaking of stopping points. Hello, Okabe.
She didn't seem to think anything was out of the ordinary.
もしかして様子を見に来てくれ
Did did you come to see how I was doing? That's nice of you.
It. Yeah.
せっかく来てくれたのに
Sorry to have you come all this way, but I have to do Moeka's interview right now.
取材を受けなきゃならないの。
それはいいが、この部屋の惨状を
That's
説明
fine.
してくれないか。
But can you explain how this room got wrecked? Wrecked?
惨状？
Correct?
なかなか居心地
I
の
think
いい
it's quite a
環
nice
境だと思うん
environment.
だけど。
You would.
昨日はこんなに散らかって
It
なかった
wasn't this much of a mess yesterday. Maho seemed confused for a moment, but finally seemed to understand what I was saying.
出歩くのが危険なんだったら、ここで
It's
研究
dangerous
を
to
す
go
るし
walking
かない
around,
でしょ？
so I have to do my research
仕
here,
事
right?
をしやすいように
So I
模様替え
reorganized
し
things
た
to make it
の。
easier to work.
模様
And here you were saying you didn't want to be a bother to Ferris.
Reorganized. This went far beyond what I'd call reorganization. Neither Daru nor I were very good at cleaning, but we weren't this bad.
And yet Kurisu always chewed us out for it.
これ全部自分たちで用意したのか。
Did you get all this together yourself?
そうよ。
That's right.
ゆうさんもここ
Here
で
you
記
said
事を
she'd write
書
her
くって
article
言う
here.
から
So we came up with a list of all the furniture and materials we'd need. Right? And here's what I was looking for. A scene with both of them in it. Kind of weird to cut off halfway through their conversation, but I think this will do just fine. What was it? X? Yes, it was. But I do need to save first. Save. Next page. X. And then I will call it there. Let me just wait a little bit so that YouTube can get this. What's the difference between Science Gate and Sign Gate 0? Are you actually asking or trying to do a setup? Well, in the original, it did properly end off fully. This sequel basically is like an alternative to what if he had failed at the end of the first game. But it's still basically going to lead back to the first game for the most part. I believe. But it's basically just more possibilities, more realities, more, well, yeah, more possibilities is pretty much the ultimate way to say it, the best way to say it. Because if you're... There's other examples, but I can't remember them. The example I can think of is Steven's Universe with Garnet, where apparently she can see, not specifically the future, but all the different possibilities of the future. And has to choose which is the most likely. I kind of figured that's what it was, but I wanted to make sure. Fair enough. So if you know Steven's Universe, then maybe you know that. There's other examples, but I can't remember those shows right now. But anyway, I will call it here, and I will find someone to raid on Twitch. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for hanging out with me. For those who are in chat and those who are just lurking, I appreciate it. Always good to have you guys with me. Let me mute the game real quick. I hope you all have a good morning, day, or night, whatever time it is for you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone. Oh, and tomorrow is going to be my my celebration of the 400 followers milestone. So I'll be playing a horror game, Rat Shaker. We bring up the raid messages.
In a room where shadows loom, a man sits deep in gloom, with a pen held tight in hand, sketching dreams that under
understand. Walls may close, the night may fall, but his spirit stands tall. Lines he draws are doors that lead to worlds where dreams are free. With a pen he
And I'm going to raid someone who's been lurking. So he's going to be raiding himself then.
silence into streams. In his mind he's never alone, crafting realms he calls his own. Paper whispers, secrets told, journeys inked in black and bold. Mountains climb or rivers bend in the world that he can mend. He may be confined and still, yet his heart is wild with thrill. Through each line a sky so wide, in his world he takes a ride. Every sigh is painted bright, stars that gleam in darkest night. With the pen his spirit sings, soaring high on high.